Hey guys, Sneaky Snake here, Brothers in Arms, World of Warships, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at our next community replay. And this one features OldSchool Gaming _YT YouTube playing in the Akizuki, the Tier 8 Japanese destroyer. He's playing by himself, and it's some standard battle here on the map Tierra del Fuego, Land of Fire. So if you'd like to send a replay to us, please submit it to BIAworldofwarships at gmail.com, all lowercase. Please include the replay file, post-game screenshots if you have them, a brief description of the battle, and then if you'd like myself or Spider to do the commentary, you can certainly request for that as well. Now, the replay that we're featuring today from OldSchool Gaming just so happens that he is a long-time subscriber of our channel and a very huge fan, so thank you very much for sending in your fantastic replay. He does have his own YouTube channel at OldSchool Gaming. It's a very small channel, obviously. Just getting started out. So if you guys would like to check out some pretty good World of Warships content, please go check out his YouTube channel. He did request for this in his email submission, but of course we are certainly happy enough to help out because I remember a long time ago, over 2.5 years ago, boy, I can't believe that we've been doing videos for this long, that we were, maybe 10, 20 subs just starting out. So I totally understand, Old School. Thank you again for sending in your replay, and we're happy to give you a shout out. And we really hope you continue to watch and enjoy our content. Anyway, the Akizuki here in World of Warships. This is a ship that has gotten a lot more playtime recently because of the release with patch 0.7.8 a couple days ago with the Kitakaze and the Hiragumo, the tiers 9 and 10 Japanese DDs, the gunboats, of course, the upgrades to this pretty good tier 8 destroyer. However, this ship did receive a buff before the others came online, chiefly that its penetration can get to over 32 millimeters with IFHE. So this ship is capable of dealing an insane amount of damage, and then with the Kitakaze and the Hiragumo, you can have a faster rate of fire and 2 extra guns with main battery mod 3 respectively on the Kitakaze and Hiragumo. So there's going to be a lot of Japanese destroyer players out there, at least on the gunboat line for the foreseeable future, because everybody's going to want to grind to those things. And the Akizuki replay you're going to see here today is going to showcase plenty of the strengths, but there's also going to be a few, I guess, questionable plays that he makes. He in his replay submission never admitted to being a super unicum at the game, but he's going to have a very good result. So I hope you guys really do enjoy this one. At face value here, however, he does get to the E2 F2 island on the west side of Tierra del Fuego, and this is a very good island to be able to lay ambushes on, because both of the corners of the map are very tall. You can see that the island is very, very tall. So what happens is that to be able to push someone out of the corner, you really do have to come far and wide around, and it presents a good chance to be able to get some ambush torpedoes and gunfire and whatnot. And he does actually manage to get the first blood with the torpedo strike, and because of the fireworks, we all know that he has the Yamamoto captain, so with the first blood, he gets 1 extra charge to all of his consumables. So that's obviously pretty nice to be able to get the first blood with the Yamamoto captain, that 1 torpedo slamming home into the Admiral Hipper. And you saw right there, it's just a good island. It's really good to be able to work over and just ambush ships. And you're going to see here as he comes out of his smoke screen, he's going to run right into the enemy T-61, that new Tier 6 premium German destroyer. And because this island is so tall and it's very hard to shoot around, this kind of combat does occur quite often here, where you just run into people at point-blank range that are trying to push around. And you can see that the Akizuki's rate of fire here is just shredding that T-61. A 3-second base reload before you factor in BFT and something like Adrenaline Rush, and he gets a very heavy salvo, 3,200 damage. He does get the detonation, of course, but these guns are able to deal a very significant amount of damage. Now he's shooting at the enemy Fubuki, who for some reason decided to open up on Old School here, and he was able to chunk him down to about 1/3 of hit points as he was able to dodge the T-61 torpedoes. I think those were widespread. I'm not 100% sure, but it does appear that that guy was just a little bit outclassed. I'm not sure what the T-61 was expecting coming around the corner, but he got absolutely obliterated. So he already has 2 kills here at 38,000 damage. This honestly would be a pretty decent result for a standard battle game. in the Akizuki, but of course there's going to be plenty more to do over the course of this replay. Now, there are a few downsides to the Akizuki that you will see here. One, it does take damage pretty easily. This is a very large destroyer, and it does have a large amount of hit points, but those do go away pretty quickly. And of course, this is a ship that does not have access to a heal. You can also see that the maneuverability is a little suspect. He kind of drifts right into that torpedo, takes it right on the center line for just over 10,000 points of damage. And that's something that the Akizuki does struggle with. It is a very slow ship at about 33 knots for its top speed, so this thing is very sluggish in the turn, and it doesn't accelerate fast as well, even with propulsion modification too. So being able to work in close quarters combat is something that this ship is not very adept at. It also only has access to 4 torpedoes per broadside, which makes it not capable of deleting enemy battleships, let alone some cruisers at point-blank range with its torpedo salvo. So this is a ship that kind of works best as a second-line support destroyer. It does have the stealth to be able to operate on the front lines, but in all actuality, this is a ship that is much better off being at anywhere from 7 to 10 kilometers away from the enemy fleet, from the enemy destroyers, what have you, and just utilizing your DPM to be able to rain down fire on the enemy ships that are advancing upon your position. And you can see here he's getting into a spot where he's able to stealth fire over the only little tiny corner here on this island that is able to, but you can still see that quite a few of his shells, all of them from the front 2 turrets and every now and then from the rear 2, do hit the corner of the island, and he's going to spend a little bit too much time here than I would particularly go with. But you can see 12 pens already on the enemy Warships, which is a ship that is just unable to angle from these HE shells. It's just, you know, there's hardly a ship in the game that can stand up to the IFHE infused new 100mm rounds that these Japanese destroyers have. I mean, having over 32mm of penetration, and quite frankly, I could make a whole video about it because I just don't agree with it whatsoever. But the penetration is just so ludicrous that at almost every angle you're going to be able to get quite a few penetrating hits. Now right here he was target fixated quite a bit. Very luckily for him, the Leon, his 16-gun salute was quite a bit off the mark right there. But he did get targets fixated to quite a significant degree on the Warships. So I guess that's the first really big mistake of the game. You got to be careful here in gunboat destroyers because it's very easy to just sit there in your binocular view and just go pew, 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 and kind of lose track of your situational awareness, kind of lose track of the tactical situation. And very luckily for him, that Leon's aim was a little bit off right there, but he still has about 10,000 hit points to work with. And as he does launch his next torpedo salvo, I'm not 100% sure at what those torpedoes are going for, but he's just still chilling inside the smokescreen. And any second now, he's going to get starting to move forward. At least I think so. I've watched this replay a couple times already, but it appears he's just sitting there. I'm not 100% sure what he's doing, but there we go. The Leon gets spotted once more, so now he's going to continue to shoot over the island. They do have, the shells that is, they do have very good muzzle velocity, but as soon as you start shooting out past 10 kilometers, you can see just how floaty the shell arcs do get, and there we go. He's starting to move forward here. So he's going to continue to lob shells over the corner of the island that is off his port side, and hopefully he'll be able to land some more good salvos here on the Leon. It's a Tier 7 battleship. It's just not able to angle to these shells. You can see how so many of them that impact are able to deal raw penetration damage, which is just... yeah, this thing is pretty crazy, and its ability to actually come remotely close to its theoretical DPM, and it's even more so with the Kitakaze and the Hiragumo. Excuse me. Had to get a drink of water there. Pardon me. He's now moving out here into a position. He's going to get some shots at the enemy Ranger here. Ranger, for some reason, lost track of his situational awareness, and I don't know about this. The Leon does shoot at him. He does get a Citadel, actually. Shells coming in. Very luckily for him, some over penetrations, even though he was angled to a degree that I figured that the Leon would be able to get some penetrations. But right here, I'm really not sure what's going on. You can see where his shells are landing well off the mark of the Ranger, and this part of the replay, honestly, I don't really know what's going on here. I mean, I can tell that he's playing, like... you see that Leon is aiming at him, so he's trying to slow down and throw off his aim, but He's not shooting his guns. I really don't know. Gaming, if you could explain what this part of the replay was all about, please let me know, man, because I really don't know what's going on here. Just very odd, considering that he was so trigger happy throughout the first third of the replay. That right there was that was strange. So, yeah. Anyway, and he's still kind of moving off in a curious direction here. The Otago is out in front of him. He's moving to the northeast, trying to get some shells. It appears trying to get an angle on the Leon, but he also might be trying to get some shots at the Ranger as well. I'm not 100% sure. This was, when I was recording this replay, I'm sorry I'm losing my train of thought here, but I was so confused by this. I mean, you know, I'm probably talking about it way too much, whatever, but, yeah. He's up to 76,000 damage, still 2 kills. His team has a very comfortable lead by over 300 points. They've sank 6 enemy ships, and they've only lost 2. So, this game is theirs to lose at this point. The enemy team has been completely herded back almost to their spawn. You can see that only the Leon and enemy Algerie out at B8 are still outside of the enemy cap. All the rest have made their way back towards the cap. And granted, you know, when it's standard battle and your team has lost a lot of ships, it is nice to ball up back at your base and make a last stand there. But he's going to have to move here, Old School Gaming that is, to get into a position to be able to get some shots on those enemy ships that are back at the base if he wants to try and increase his score and point total. He's getting some really nice shots here at the Leon before he gets taken care of by the friendly Otago with torpedoes. And you saw right there, 36 penetrations, only 9 shells failed to penetrate the armor that he was shooting at, and so much raw damage. He picked up 14k damage off of the Leon right there in a span of about 30 to 40 seconds. And again, this is where that DPM that the Akizuki has really comes into play. And once you get the Kitakaze and the Haragumo, the DPM that you're able to output only increases to quite a significant margin. There we go. Another sip of water. I went out drinking tonight, guys, so I may or may not be doing this commentary a little buzzed right now, so, you know, just got to keep the hydration going, right? Anyway, that was totally unprofessional. You know what? Whatever. I think Old School and all you guys out there would understand. 670 to 262 now. His team has over 400-point lead, and he's getting some good shots here over the corner of the island at the enemy Gneisenau. He does set a double fire. Very lucky RNG right there, but certainly he's going to take advantage of that. And we're going to go and take a look at this, through the binocular view here. He's at a point where he's able to stealth fire over the island corner right there, just as the Gneisenau will finally detect him right here as he picks up the Confederate. But he was able to get some really good shells over the corner of the island before he did get detected. And that Gneisenau is burning very nicely. That German sausage is lit on fire in 2 different places. The friendly Otago is also opening up on him as well. So now at this point, Old School Gaming here is going to stop shooting, get undetected, and he's going to move further to the east and try to get some shots at the enemy ships that are still alive on the western side of their cap. It's up to 111,000 points of damage as the fires continue to tick there on the Gneisenau. And, yeah, it's just been a very solid game so far. He has lost a few more hit points than I would like to see. And, of course, there was that one very odd sequence of events with just the shooting and whatnot. But so far, it's been pretty good. And he's actually going to end the game in style here with a pretty sweet sequence of plays. So, you guys will certainly enjoy that. He's moving into position. He has his torpedoes ready to go. He has his reload booster ready to go. He has his smoke ready to go. And this is when an Akizuki is able to play in its, you know, in its natural habitat, so to speak. When it has all of its consumables ready to go, it's able to launch 8 torpedoes downrange. It's able to smoke up at leisure. There's no enemy radar left, so he's going to be able to get into a nice position where he's going to be able to farm this enemy Massachusetts. And hopefully he'll be able to get some more shots at the Gneisenau and the Algerie, who is also flexing back to the west as well. So he's going to drop 1 set of torpedoes on the gray indicator. And then he's getting ready to use his torpedo reload booster. There we go. Makes a 5-second reload on the next set of torpedoes. He's going to start shooting. He's going to pop his smoke. And then he's going to also launch his next salvo of 4 torpedoes as well. He does get a fire there on the enemy Massachusetts. And you can see that Even if the shells only do half damage on the penetration, 396 damage for every penetration that's a half pen, that damage does add up very, very quickly. He now switches his focus over to the enemy Algerie, who's at just less than 10,000 hit points. The Algerie does go undetected here for a little bit, so now he's going to switch his focus back to the Massachusetts and get his next salvo of torpedoes. The Algerie gets spotted yet again at 7 kilometers, 4,000 HP. He's going to open up the guns again, and hopefully he'll be able to snag the kill on this guy. Shell's going down range, and again, at this point, he does have Adrenaline Rush going, so his reload is down to 2.4 seconds on each gun. He does burn down the enemy Massachusetts, and then he's going to be able to get the kill here on the Algerie. Any second now, there we go. Picks up the double strike. Very awesome stuff. Now he's going to swing his guns into play on the enemy Gneisenau and make it 3 kills potentially here in a span of about 20 seconds. And the Gneisenau is the last ship remaining on the enemy team. Will he be able to get the kill? He does get the fire set, and then some shells going right into the superstructure. He picks up the Kraken, and that ends the battle. Alrighty guys, taking a look now at the post-battle results. 379,000 credits received and just over 5,100 total experience earned. He picked up Confederate, Double Strike, Kraken Unleashed, and First Blood, dealing 151,000 points of damage off of 390 shell hits and 1 torpedo. He shot down 5 enemy planes, sank 5 enemy ships, had 16 fires, 1 citadel, and 1 spotting ribbon. Taking a look at the team score, 2,240 base XP. That's a very solid total to have, regardless of the matchmaking tier, regardless of the ship that you're in. So a very nice performance right there. Taking a look at the detailed report, 85k with the main battery, 58,000 with the fires, almost had a witherer, and 6,000 with the 1 torpedo that landed home. So Old School Gaming, thanks man. Thank you very much for sending in this replay. It was a joy to commentate on, and good luck with your YouTube channel. Seriously, everybody comes from humble beginnings when they're just starting out on YouTube, so I really hope you get the ground running with that, and hopefully the video that we showcased for you will be able to help some people figure out who you are and go enjoy your World of Warships content. So with that being said, this is Noodle Boy for World of Warships, BIA World of Warships, that is. Thank you guys again for checking out this replay. Please consider giving the video a like, checking out Old School Gaming's YouTube channel. I've provided the link in the description below. All of the support that you guys give us is fantastic. Thank you for watching our World of Warships gameplay. And with that being said, guys and gals, as always, have a great day.